Hi friends, welcome to week 3 of our June blog class, Gabby's beautiful Ambrosia album. And I should say that this is week 3 and we still have a week 4. However, you should never leave me alone with math because I've miscalculated and this is actually the last week. So we're going to buzz through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the rest of the pages. But don't worry, it's easy and you did all the prep work before, so it's going to be a piece of cake, piece of crumb cake. A couple things. If you haven't checked out Friday's blog post, you need to scroll down and check out Gabby's fabulous canvas that she did with the Little Miss collection. It is adorable. I have got to make myself one. But I just got to find the time and space and get that done. Another thing is I would like to give a shout out to one of our viewers, Grammy Gigi. Happy anniversary this week. Hope it's enjoyable. And I think with that, last week we did our cover and page 1 and 2. So this week we're going to start right here on page 3. So we'll go ahead and get started. Alrighty, we are ready to go. So last week we finished this side, which I don't have a photo yet, so mine doesn't have a photo, but we're going to start with the back side here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is with this wine-colored paper from your 6x6 pad, we're going to cut a piece that is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And you can either, I can't think what it's called, distress the edges or ink the edges, whatever you want to do to distress that photo mat. Now I'm going to tell you, on a lot of the pages that we're going to do today, it would be wiser if you have your photos to get your photo the size you want and then just back it with the paper rather than trying to follow the measurements. But if you're making the album before you have photos like I am, then you'll want to use the measurements, because I'm not sure what photos I'm going to put in here yet. I don't know how to compare to Gabby's beautiful photo she has of her and her daughters at the park. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in there. And I don't have beautiful daughters. I just have handsome sons. So we're going to need our doily and our photo mat. First thing we're going to do is put our doily right over on the left side. And today I'm using this Xyron Mega Runner. Xyron was so kind to donate a bunch of adhesive to us and to our girls on the design team. So I'm going to be using that. Thank you, Xyron. We love you so much. So right there on the left. And then I'm going to have my photo mat. Now on this one, on Gabby's page, she's actually gone over her photo with some rub-ons, and I don't have my photo yet, so I might be doing my rub-ons just a little bit different. Let me show you her page. So see, she has this is a rub-on here over top of the photo, and then we're going to put on this rub-on, and it kind of goes right on top of the photo. So I'm actually just going to go onto my photo mat, and I'm just going to make sure that the adhesive doesn't go over here, and that I don't have adhesive here so I can tuck in my photo when I get to that point. So we've got our photo mat, and now with our rub-ons, just cut off that border that's over on the right side. And do about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just cut that right there, because half of it's going to go on this side, and half of it's going to go on this side. So I'm going to put this guy on. I'm just going to start right over there where the page begins. Just try and center that. And same thing over here. Just going to start right over where the page begins and kind of center it. And then you're going to, after we get these on, you're going to want to get those little butterflies that we inked and glittered and made so beautiful. We're going to put the blue ones, a large, medium, and small of the blue ones on this page. You're also going to need the 2 of the little blue flowers that you cut out, did the fussy cutting on. And some trinkets and some jewels. And if you guys know what pictures you're going to be putting on this album, leave me a comment and let me know. I need some ideas. I thought about Mother's Day, but I forgot to take photos on Mother's Day. So that's not going to work for me. So I just need some ideas of what to do. All right, so there's our rub-ons. And now we are going to add, in your trinkets, this top on the top right, we're going to use that cute little blue one, and it is going to go right on top where that rub-on meets my photo mat. And then I've got these two cute little flowers. And they're going to go about center there. And I'm just going to adhere them in the center so that they kind of are lifted off the page, but they're not. I haven't used a foam dot. And my butterfly, and remember we're just going to glue the center of its body so that its wings are actually off the page. And then I'm going to add my medium and my small butterflies as well. This little guy is going to go up here. And my little one, Gabby actually has hers right on top of the photo. So I'm not going to adhere it super well, but I am going to put it there so that I remember it's on top of the photo when I add pictures, and I'll just pull it off and re-adhere it. Okay, now we're going to add some bling right here, and then the fun part that Gabby's done is she has actually put her journaling right along the glitter in this circle. I'm going to show you. So there's her journaling right there. And then she's done some doodling with her white pen. So I'm going to attempt that, but I promise nothing. So she has, I don't know if you can see this, but she has part of her doodling coming from the back end of the butterfly. So when I actually put a photo on, I'll have to redo a little bit of this. And then she's got this other part, and it just kind of comes up and flourishes. And I'm going to do a bigger one. So that's fun. Just play with your doodles. And if you want to doodle on something else before you start on your page, just to see if you like what you do. But really, don't be picky, because once you step back and look at things as a whole, you'll see that the scrapbook fairies come and visit, and it looks miraculous. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so picky. Doodling is supposed to be unique and different to everyone's page. Whoopsie. I can't really get that one, so I'm going to get a different one. Put it in the center of my flowers. That guy's still floating around because his adhesive isn't. Alright. So there we go. We are going to move on to the next page. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, our next page looks something like that. And with this one, we're going to start out with the fun technique of using some paint and some bubble wrap to make this fun texture that she has back in here underneath. So I'm going to show you how that's done. And I learned how Gabrielle does it by watching her tutorial on that canvas that she did last Friday, which I'm in love with, as I already mentioned. Forgive me if I mention it again. But she takes a paintbrush and paints it across her bubble wrap, and we don't want it to be even, so we don't want to paint in a perfect square like I just did. Say one thing and do another. It's about par. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay this down, press it a little bit, and lift her up. Voila! Isn't that fun? You could do this on layouts, on all kinds of projects. Such a fun technique. And the paint is such a little bit that it's going to dry super, super fast. So we're going to use another doily. And we're going to put that over here on the left of the page again. Not quite as far in as we did the other one. We're going to let a little bit of the blue show right here. So we're going to put that guy about right there. Okay, and then again, if you have your photo, you might want to put your photo down and then cut out your mat. But if you don't, I've cut a piece that is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to use a border punch down one side. So I'm going to start on the back just to start it right on the edge. And I'm actually just going to stay on the back. I know there's guides on the front, but I'm just going to match that up there. And one more should do it. All right, so I'm using that Martha Stewart. It's a double loop. But any punch that you have is going to look great. And it's going to be unique and different. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up a little bit. Or you could distress the edges. On that lace, I'm going to actually ink it up a little bit extra so that it kind of shows. And I'm going to start about the center of my doily and put that right there. Okay, now we're going to do a little cluster of chipboard flowers. So let me show you what you want. You want, off of your 12 by 12 chipboard, I've got a blue, a green, a little blue, and a butterfly. You're also going to want, off of your combo sticker, this cute little piece that says Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And we're actually going to, on the cream chiffon paper that's in your 6x6 pad, we're just going to put that on there and back that. And then we're going to want to ink that up a little bit. And let's stick this sticker on before we do that chipboard. Okay, so I'm going to just stick that right there. And I'm actually just going to ink up my chipboard just a little bit. I don't know why. Once I start inking, I can't stop. I think that things don't look finished unless they're ink. That's an old wives' tale. They can be finished without inking. People do it every day. Silly, silly me. All right, we're going to start with the blue flower, and I'm going to show you a little trick. So with the blue flower and my blue butterfly is how I'm going to create my pop dots for my green flower. So now I don't actually have to put it on pop dots. Well, actually, I'm going to put this little green one under there too. But see, we formed a triangle, and then I didn't have to use foam squares on that one. And then our little blue one's going to go off of that one. And I'm okay with him leaning. He's doing the lean. Who knows that movie? Okay, then you have this cute rose that we've cut out. We're going to place that there. I am going to put foam squares under there, but I forgot to bring them to my table, so I've got to go grab some. And then our last butterfly, I almost glued it with paint. It's going to go right up here. And then I'm going to put that on with foam squares, and then we're going to put all kinds of bling right here. Let me show you Gabby's page. And remember that I will put pages and we'll have measurements, so don't stress. And then we're actually going to white stitch around the edge of the book. So give me just a minute and we'll be done. Okay, so here's my finished page. Another little tip for you. When you're using elements, you want to always use odd numbers. So see here, Gabby's got 5 chipboard elements. She's got 5 pieces of bling. So you want to go in like 3s or 5s, not your even 2 and 4. And you'll just notice it's much more pleasing to the eye. So just a little tip. All right, back side. This is the one where we glittered the beautiful flourishes. This one's piece of cake. You have this left over of your cutout, and we're going to cut out this green piece right here and leave just a tiny bit of that stripe on there and cut around the butterfly. And then we want this rectangle piece right there. That's that aqua color. So after you cut those out, those are going to be our first 2 pieces that go on. And And our little aqua guy is going to go with the flowers to the left. And about right there-ish. And then this cute little guy is going to just kind of center right in there. All right, now on this one, Gabby actually didn't back her photo. So we've got our photo that's actually going to go right over top of there. So now we're just going to add on all these chipboard circles. We have 2 of the wine color and 1 of the aqua. Then we have a wine colored flower, and then our little blue flower that we cut out behind there, and then our strips of the blue bling. I'm actually not going to put mine on yet because I want to wait till I get my photo for that part. And our little Make-A-Wish sticker is going to go right there in the center. And I think it's so fun how our designers, like with these stickers, Make-A-Wish can go for so many things. You could wish upon a star, you could wish the birthday candle, you could wish just hopes and dreams, which looks like our little cutie there is doing. So you just need that little bit of chipboard and some bling, and then your photo is going to finish it off perfectly. So we'll finish that one. We'll be right back. All right, so that page is done. Don't forget, I'm going to add my photo here, and I'm going to put my strip of bling right there. So that will be done. We're going to move on to the next page, which is the yellow page. And if you remember, I only glittered the edges, which was wrong. You were supposed to glitter the whole thing, so yours is right, mine is wrong. On this one, we're going to want 2 photo mats out of the green from your 6x6 pad. And let me give you the measurements on those. They're going to be 2.5 by 3 3/4. 2.5 by 3 3/4. We're going to stick those on. For this one, you're going to want your layered dimensionals, the layered stickers that are not chipboard. You need those and your combo sticker. Okay, so we are going to put these at an angle. There and there. Okay, so those, which is kind of not how she has it. Sorry, let's see if I can change this out a little bit. There, that's more, we've got a space in between here. Off your combo sticker, you're going to want this scallop, and I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 pieces of the scallop. And it's going to go right along where my photos are. And then also off of my combo, I want this orange flower. And I'm going to put it on a scrap of the green that I had left from there. And then with my decorative scissors, I have scallop. You can use whatever you have handy. And I promise you, whatever you use, it's going to look amazing. The trick is not to stress so much about not having the exact tools. To personalize your project. Make it you. In fact, I have a cute friend online named Lynn, and she made an album along with us last month with our country garden, but she kind of did her own thing, and she made little envelopes on each page. If you go on our Facebook, you should be able to find it on there. Absolutely adorable. So in love with it, I'm thinking I have to make another country garden album. And she just, you know, added her own touch. So this cute little frame is going to go right in the center between those 2 photos. Now, you can see that, but on here, remember, I'm going to have photos, so that's not going to show up. And then cute Gabby took her white pen and she put a little circle on each one of these little scallops. And I'm kind of struggling with it right now. So we're just going to put a little dot on each little scallop, and I will finish that in just a minute. But for now, get out your dimensionals, and we're going to add these butterflies over here. So that red guy is going to go right on top of the orange guy. And then we're going to have two little blue guys just kind of going up and off the page. Like that. Then you want this cute piece that's on your 12 by 12 chipboard. And it is going to go across the top. Now I am going to have to move some of these when I put on my photos, but I don't know if you guys are friends with the same little friend I am called Undo. But I love that stuff, and when I'm making albums like this, I go through so much of it because I do like to put everything where it goes so that I know when I'm actually doing my project, but then stuff like this, I just take a little Undo and lift it up, add my photo, and then the adhesive is still there. If you haven't tried it, it is fabulous stuff. You have got to try it. Okay, so on this page, we just have our bling left to put on. So I'm going to take about half of my wine-colored bling, and it's just going to go right along this scalloped edge where the scallops meet your photo mats. And then I'm going to do a little blue bling in the center of my butterfly, and then just a couple in the centers of those flowers, just to give it a little more dimension, character. And still, my cute friend that was making comments when we started these blog classes named Melly, I haven't heard from you in a while, so if you're out there, send me a message. I miss you. I have another cute friend whose name is Corey, and she claims to be my #1 fan. So if she's out there, I'm sending out 3 cheers for Corey. Woo, woo, woo! All 3. Right to her. All right, so that page is done. And again, it's going to add so much when I have my photos. Let me show you. Gabby's. So just when you add those photos on there, it adds so much. And I'm going to finish putting my white dots around. All right, so we're going to move on to the back side of that one. And while I have it up, I'm going to show you this. So I cut my photo mats, and they're not scalloped yet. I didn't use my decorative scissors because I think it will be easier for you to put your photo on the paper and then cut with your decorative scissors so you know where your edges are. If you cut this beforehand, you're going to have to try and make your photo match. I hope that makes sense, but it would probably be easier to wait till you have your photos. But for getting it done's sake, I have the photo sizes, and I'm just going to leave them straight. Also, she has stitched on her actual photo, so we won't be doing that today because we don't have that. We're going to back this sticker off the combo. We're going to use part of this sticker off the combo. Do that cute little chipboard, layered chipboard. And then with her pen, she has stitched all the way around the edge there and around the edge here. But if I'm not mistaken, I told you to put glitter here. I can't remember. Let me look. Nope, I didn't. So, stitching, stitching. All right, let's get going with that one. Okay, so my photo mats that I cut are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then, like I said, she scalloped those edges, but I am going to wait till I actually have my photos to do that. And these two actually are going to go in the center, and they are going to overlap right there. And then my little together sticker, I'm going to back on some green. It's going to go right over here on the right side. And I may or may not have lied to you and said that that was layered chipboard. It wasn't. It was actually several pieces off of our 12 by 12 chipboard. So we've got an orange circle, then an orange, yellow, and purple flower. And then I've got my little circle that's going to go underneath that across here. And then I'm going to do all my stitching. So go to that point and then we'll move on. Okay, that guy is all done. And again, my pictures are going to make the page there. And I forgot on this side, right? It's going to go on top of this photo is this cute little sticker called Think Happy Thoughts. That was just, we were working on this page. It was just back on the other side. Forgot to give you that little piece right there. Okay, so that one's done, this one's done, and now we're going to move on to the next page. And it looks like this. I love this one. I don't know why, that just makes me happy, but it does. Okay, so this one, our photo mats are going to be in the clover dot that you have in your kit. And those pieces are going to be 2.5 by 3 and 2 3/4 by 3.5. And they are actually going to go like this on the page. And from your noteworthy, you want this cute little bracket that's aqua with the flourishes on the side. And we're going to actually cut that up the center. And it is going to go on both sides here so that it frames in the circle. Okay, and then our photo mats. And then we're going to use this butterfly from the combo, this flower that we fussy cut out in the beginning, this little brackety piece with flowers off of your layered chipboard, for real this time, and then off of your combo, you're going to want the letters, the tiny type, and Gabby has written the word explore, and then she's just traced around it with a brown pen. So here's where we're at, and again, she has stitched on her photos, so you'll want to do that when you actually get your photos. And I like here that she's inked around the edges. It just makes it show up a little better than here. So I'm going to ink the edges of these and then stick everything down, and we'll move on to the other side. All right, on mine, I'm going to tell you that I did my photo mats a little too high, so I didn't have spacing for explore, but I'm going to put a word here, but I'm going to wait until I get my photo so that I know exactly what word I want. And I'm just trying to kind of bend these leaves up so it gives this a little dimension. Let me show you how cute. On Gabby's, the girls have found a bird's nest, and then she's put a close-up of the bird's nest, which I have little baby robins in my yard right now, and I didn't even think to take pictures of them. I can barely get out there and see them without the mom freaking out anyway, but cute. They're exploring nature there. All right, and we're moving on to the next page. And here again, our photos are going to make up most of our page. So we've got our doily that we're going to cut in half. And then these two little circles are from your noteworthy. This is from our layered chipboard. And then we're just going to add a little bling. So this one will be a piece of cake. So it's over here. And we're going to cut the doily in half. Stick that down. And while I'm thinking about it, our next month's class for July is going to be using Camp-A-Lot. We're going to use the cute little album that looks like a camper. And my cute friend Shanna Vineyard, who has done work for Bobunny probably for the last 6 or 7 years. If you have loved our cardstock stickers that looked like they were hand-built and paper pieced, Shanna has done the majority of those. She's also done things for the catalog. She's did our Mad Scrapper Monday on the blog for quite a while. She's just been part of Bobunny forever, and she lives in Arizona, and she's visiting, and she is going to be teaching the Camp-A-Lot class, so that should be a lot of fun. Okay, here, this is going to be covered up by my photos. This piece will actually be on top of my photo, so again, I'm going to have to use my undo. These two little circles are actually going to be on my photos as well. So I'm going to be using undo on this page, and sometimes that's why I don't really adhere stuff down too much if I'm not adding photos, because I know I'll do it better when I get to that point. So I added a pearl there. I'm going to add some bling here. A little bit of bling on the sides of these. It's amazing what a little bit of bling, how much it dresses something up. A little bit of bling or glitter. That's annoying. A little piece of paper I've got stuck there. So here again, our photos are going to make the page, but very quick and easy to put together. I like it when we do all that beginning work, the busy work, in advance. Okay, now we're on to the last cover, which I had you cut this out in the beginning. It was from your cutouts. And it's going to go right here in the center of our back page. And Gabby has written a sweet message to her girls on here, which I think is such a fun idea, rather than just saying, we were at the park, June 21st, 3 p.m., Joe, Jack, and Jill. It's funner if you put a little personalization into your album and kind of dedicate it to your kids, or let your kids know what your wishes and dreams for them are. Or maybe talk about things that they're doing at that point in their life. But I would love to have some kind of album with personalized messages from my mom. That would mean the world to me. So make sure you're using your own handwriting, one, and make sure that you're doing more than just saying who, what, when, where, and why. Make sure that you're letting your kids know why you have such a passion for this hobby, and it is because of them. And then on this one, we actually are going to use the rest of this sticker that we didn't use before. And it is just going to go out from the edge here. I'm going to tuck it under, so that it's just a border behind that. I want it to look like it actually goes all the way behind, so I'm going to try and make sure that I have it even with that. And then let me show you hers with her white. And remember that she uses a bit correction pen, which gives you a nice flow, which I think is a fun idea because white pens are hard to find a good one. So she's just done a little scallop inside and then a dot inside of those. So with that, you just need to put all your pages together and add some string. And let me tell you, this is just something small, but it adds character. Rather than actually tying knots, Gabby has done this, where you put it through and then you put your ends through there and pull it. And it just adds kind of a different element to it rather than just tying it into knots. So she's just tied on some pretty brown lace and some twine hemp. And that polishes off your album gorgeously. So make sure you let me know what photos you're putting in there so I can figure out what I'm going to put in mine. And be sure to tune in next week when Shanna will be here to visit, and we'll work on our Camp-A-Lot album. And just a little heads up that in August we're going to be working with the Little Miss paper, and you're going to love Camp-A-Lot and Little Miss. So much fun coming up. Thanks, you guys. Bye.